see on their screen, which is great for middle school so that we don't have kids wandering off onto random little websites. So over here, you'll go, obviously, always choose the free ones, and you'll pick your grade level and your subject. So I'm English, and I'm middle school, so I'm just going to look at mine. But later, when you guys are doing your own, or right now even, you could do your own and look at your subject area and your grade level. So I'm going to be doing 8th grade, so I'll click that. And I really like the ones that have virtual reality. Those are so cool. So I'm going to do some of those, or you can do like different ones, full lessons. I like the full lessons too. So let's learn about the internet. So I always do the little preview before. Again, you can totally make your own Nearpod lesson, but I'm just going to show you these ones that are free because let's be honest, we all love free things. So when you hit preview, you'll see what the kids will actually see. Let's see if it's one we want. So it gives you the objective every time. It tells you what they're going to do. So they're going to analyze an article or analyze monopolies in this one. So it's going to have resources from US Geographic. So that's really cool. So, and they do like little things where the kids will have to discuss with a partner. So it's very much on trend with like students' discussion and collaboration, and it can be differentiated too. So this is where kids will do an open-ended question. And what was the question? Let's see. So the kids would have to type in, why is the internet important to you? So it's kind of like a pre-question. And then they're going to read an article. So this is completely made by them. You don't have to do any prep work. When you're ready to do it, you'll just go, you can add it in your library. So it'll show up in your library. So go to my library, and you'll see all the ones that I've got that my kids have done. So it'll be there. These are all the ones I've done throughout time in my class. And the kids love the ones the most that are the virtual field trips. So when you're ready to do it, you'll just click live lesson, and the kids will get, I usually just display it on the smart board, the little code that they give me. So you'll get that code, and the kids will go in it. Or they have the new thing that during virtual days, if you're doing, I know we don't do Zoom meetings or whatever because they said it's not safe. So it's not really as useful for us to do it in a Zoom meeting, but you can also send it on a link. You can send it to Google Classroom. You can send it to Remind. I just post it up on the smart board, and the kids type it on their Chromebook or iPad or whatever, and they enter it. And it's really cool. You control what the kids see. So that gives you background information. This is a different one we've done about the glacier. They get to do a virtual field trip. The kids absolutely freak out when you do these. They love it, especially if you have an iPad. They love, love, love VR. So for this, they would look at it, they talk about it, they freak out for a second with their friends, and then they start finding like differences that they see and things they can use to write about for a compare contrast paragraph. So that's really cool. More VR. The virtual field trips are really cool because we can't do real ones. So for this specific Nearpod, the kids are finding similarities and differences between these two landscapes. So they were writing down the differences and stuff they saw. And this is a lot cooler actually if you have iPads or if you have touchscreen Chromebooks. Ooh, if you're living that dream, then it's really cool because the kids can see around them. Okay, and then they write down, they fill in this little chart with their observations and stuff. And then they learn facts. Oh, that's a video. I usually just play it on a smart board, or you can have it played on all the devices. So we're going to go ahead and get out of this now because you all get the point with the whole cool interactive and VR situation. So you guys can control what they see. You can project student answers onto the board. When the lesson is done and you have like the students' responses and all their answers and everything, it goes right here to your reports section. So you can actually see, obviously we didn't do anything with that one, but you can see like what the kids have responded and what their answers will be. I did this in different classes, so I had different numbers of students working at different times. So these are from obviously quite a while ago. So you can see what the kids wrote if you go to the open-ended one. The little drawing one, so they write like, oh, what their observations were. And then these ones, they wrote their actual paragraphs. So the kids, a lot of them did a really good job observing the stuff in the video and then writing their responses about it. And you can also use this with SPED kids through parallel teaching. Like you can split the kids and the SPED teacher take part, and then you take another part, and you both do a Nearpod, but you can do it at different times. So with this, you're controlling when the slides change and when the kids see specific things on their screen. So if you're in a class with mixed ability students, it can be a little difficult determining the pacing. So if you want to do parallel teaching with this, it's amazing with parallel teaching. These are the drawings kids made. So who knows how these turn out? Let's see. Oh, the kids made their little, okay. So she's observed there was lots of snow, water, trees. You can drive, and then they had to come up with questions. Were there alligators in the water at the glacier park? They're so cute. All right. So that's about the gist of it. You guys will get more out of this, honestly, if you go to your own content area and just start digging in and finding things. I always find that the best way to learn anything is to just by doing it. So that's the gist of it. You go to Nearpod, you create your account using your Google account, you search for free things. Because, I mean, you might be some amazing out of the park teacher who wants to pay for stuff, but I am cheap, so I always search for free stuff. So you search in the Nearpod library here with your content and click that free filter. You can find all kinds of cool resources, and then you'll add it to your library. And when you're ready for the kids to do it, you can project it. You can also do stuff that you make, because I've made some before. They're just not as cool as theirs. So some of the ones I've made are down here. Oh, sorry. I apparently have deleted them because they just weren't as cool. But you can totally make your own. They just will be lame in comparison. I mean, I don't know. They might not be. You might be absolutely amazing at making things. So cool. But that's how you do it. If you need any help or question, if you have questions, please stick around. Otherwise, you guys are free. You can modify the slides that are on pre-made lessons. Sorry, it does not require a touch screen at all. My moderator has disappeared today. Sorry. It doesn't require touch screens, but you can use touch screens, which is way cool. The kids like it better if you have a touch screen because they get to like touch around with the VR and stuff. But that's about it. If you need anything else, I'm here. But otherwise, make sure you hit that sign-in sheet and you can go check it out on your own. Your next lesson's not for about, I don't know, you got plenty of time. I only talked for 10 minutes. But again, the forum's posted there. Have fun playing with Nearpod. If you need me, I'll be hanging out in room 3. It's okay for NTI as long as you do a Google Meet with the kids and hang in with them. It's better in person.
Is there a cap of 30 students is one of the questions?
Yes. Unfortunately, with the free version, there's a cap. But if you do the paid version, if you are that lucky, it's $120 and then you lose your cap, I think. But I think that's $120 for one class. So it gets expensive. But I think if you really want the paid version, your principal, they do negotiate pricing.
Are there related arts lesson plans pre-made is another question in the chat.
Let's see here. It said, it has English, math, science, social studies, technology, and other. So I guess if you look under the other section, you never know what you find. They have all kinds of cool stuff. They have art stuff, I'm pretty sure. I think that if you use the Screencastify, you would lose a lot of the cool factors because they wouldn't be able to do it themselves. Oh, yay, I'm glad. Art's cool, man. Individual lessons should be free. You just gotta filter them. It's kind of like when you go to teacher pay teacher. Oh yeah, if you use it on Google Meet, you could totally use it on Google Meet. That'd be awesome. If you just get the kids on there at the same time, and then the kids wouldn't be scared, because they're not talking to each other. They'd probably be more likely to use it because there's some with like chat features. They'd love that. I love Nearpod. I did a lesson like because we're part of this tech conference. The people that are presenting today, we're part of a tech innovate thing, and they make us do observations for the board members, and that's what I did for my terrifying observation. And it's so easy because like you don't have to do it yourself. You just go take what they got.
There's a question asking if they can leave the room and play around with it.
They can, but when you change the slide, it'll change everything on their iPad or Chromebook. So, like, if they're working on the virtual reality and you think they're spending too much time on it, you move the slide, and it automatically moves their screen too. It's really cool. It's like a screen grab. You control exactly what they see, and if you see that they are typing something inappropriate, you can shut it down.
Alyssa, there's been another question. It said, did you say you were able to pay for all your classes to use this? They have more than 30 students.
Well, do you have more than 30 per class period? Because that's how it is. You just can only have 30 logged in at a time. Because I have like 180 students, but only like 30 per class period. So you can only have 30 logged in per session because they use a little code or whatever. But you're fine if you just have like, I don't know, if you have like 31, because I've had classes of 36 before and we're struggle busing. But I mean, we're teachers, we make it work, right? Hey, Margie. For feedback, it's great because you can do it on the spot. You can also have the like other students, like I will project a student response on the board as an example. It's really great because you get the writing as it comes in and you can hit the little share button. It goes up on the smart board and the kids can see what they are doing. It also saves and goes into your reports section and you can grade it from there. But honestly, it's kind of like a participation grade because you're editing and like giving feedback as you go. So they're able to like edit their responses. I mean, the whole point is, to get them to where they need to be in their writing or in whatever content you have. So it's not about really giving them like an ABC. It's more about like, hey, they're learning the content, which I mean, I'm sure everybody is doing that, but that's all the parents care about. So I get it. They just want to know if they got an A. Yes, if you actually spend money on one that goes into your library and it does not expire. So some of the cheaper ones are actually worth looking into, but they have some that are like 40, $50. And I'm just like, oh, that hurts my feelings. A lot of the free ones are good, but I've also like fallen in love with some of the ones that were like a little bit of money. So I have actually spent some money on this website, but for the most part, I try to stick with the free ones. It's kind of like teacher pay teacher. It like sucks you in, but I try to resist.
There's a question about students can refer back to their work if they have codes. It saves it for them too.
When you end the session, all their work goes to you. So they can't go back and refer to it. But if you really wanted them to have it, you could send it to them from your report page. So like if they have written like a 3.8 paragraph or something really cool, then it's in your reports. So you could just technically copy and paste that and email it to them or send it to them on Classroom or something. So it's not going to be lost forever, but it is. So like if you have one class period, like this is what my students do. They're like, oh, what did we do in class today? And the kids are like, oh, we wrote this. And then they try to like send it to each other. So this prevents the kids from actually like sharing their work together, but it also saves it. So if you do want to give it to them so they can like revise, you can copy and paste it and send it to them. So that's pretty cool. But I agree with you. It would be cool if they could revise on their own, but unfortunately that's the way it works.
Here's another question. Does this work through Google Classroom? And when they get the work back, where does it go? Google Drive?
You can share the code through Google Classroom, but the work itself is saved onto Nearpod and it goes to your report section. So it's not really a great place for writing like long pieces, like if you're having your students write an on demand or like an ERQ or something, but it is good for like shorter paragraphs and short responses and open-ended questions. But it doesn't save to Google, it saves directly onto the Nearpod site and it's sent to you as a form. So if you were wanting to, you would just have the kids copy and paste it over onto a doc, which I get is a little sloppy, especially if you're working with younger kids. So this is really good for like structured lessons, like a nice one-day lesson or something that's going to be like an attention getter because it does have a lot of cool stuff, but it's not going to be something you're going to want to write a big piece on. So if you're wanting something for kids to write, you could use Story Jumper. That's cool. So they could create their own like books and things. But for writing big pieces, Nearpod's not really the best for that. It's just more for like shorter things and cool attention getting stuff. It's more jazzy than it is, big, long, drawn out things. Sorry, that was a ramble. They also have some really cool lessons for the ESL kids. I used this a lot last year with my ESL and KSI kids. You just bump it down a couple of grade levels and you can find some really cool, engaging stuff. Because I know on KSI, the kids definitely get burnout on a lot of the KSI materials we do. So they really like the interactive websites. And Nearpod was really great for ESL kids and for the KSI intervention kids because they had a lot of cool stuff. And they didn't really realize they were doing something that was below grade level. So it was really cool for the lower level kids.
Hey, Alyssa, are we just kind of doing the them explore time?
Yeah, they're finding content and grade specific ones that work for them.
I don't know who's recording this one, if it's me or you, but you may want to, we can stop the recording.
I'm
And
not.
if, I don't remember if it was me or you. Oh, it's me.
Yeah, it's you.
All right, Mom.